with Liz's Crafts. Just waiting for my notification to come up on my cell phone so that I can see when other people join me. And there it is. So we're good. I'm going to turn my volume down. And just so you know, when you bring it up on your phone, it looks like this. But if you turn your phone this way, then you'll get a better look at what we're doing on the table. So if you like this video, please do this. And we call this sprinkling or sprinkle in the craft world. Apparently Facebook doesn't like us to use the word S-H-A-R-E, but you all could do this on your page and on your friend's page. I would appreciate it. And if you would like and follow Liz's craft page, I would appreciate that too. And set your notifications so that you'll be notified when I go live. So today we are going to be making a candy corn, a wooden candy corn. So my husband cut this out for me. It is 1.5 inches thick. It's 8 inches tall and 5.25 inches on the bottom. So we're just going to paint this like we would the colors of candy corn. And then after that, we're going to add something a little special to it. So I'm not going to use the painter's tape or anything on it. I'm just going to use the end of my brush to mark where I'm stopping and starting my paints. And we'll have to give this 2 coats. And I'm just using this right here is Anita's All-Purpose Acrylic Craft Paint in the white. That's what we're using right now. And you just want to make sure that you get a good coat on it, and then we'll go back over it with the second coat. And you want to make sure that your edges line up. So what you have here should line up with what you have here. And this is just a cute little craft, something to do. Does anybody like candy corn? I like it, but in small amounts because it's so sweet. But I haven't gotten any so far this year. I really don't want to because I don't want to eat it. Oh, Bill Fessler's on. Thank you, Bill. You have a good day too. Okay, so we have our first coat of our white. I'm gonna rinse off my brush. And then the second layer is the orange. So what I have for the orange is, again, Anita's All-Purpose Acrylic Craft Paint in the color Pumpkin. And we're just going to do the same thing, only we're going to start it where we left off with the white paint. And it doesn't have to be completely straight. It doesn't have to be even. If you look at the candy corns, they're not even with their colors. Today we're going to be using a Maker Studio products after we get our candy corn all painted up. And I'll show you what we're going to do with it. We're not going to be stenciling. So you're going to take it down to about right there. And you want to paint your other sides. And what I do is I just take a line with my brush like that, and then I go from there and go down towards the tip. And then do the same thing from the top of it. This way I'm not getting into my white paint. So how's everybody doing this Good Friday morning? It's nice and cooler here in Texas. I won't say it's cool, but it's cooler. And I'm okay with that. And I think with the orange, we only need one coat, and we'll just do 2 coats with the yellow and the white, because they are a lighter paint. So the wood's going to show through a little bit more with the white and the yellow. Okay, so we just have this last side to do the orange on. I'm just being careful with the upper part, not to get it too much into the white. You want, again, you want your sides to match up. You guys ready for the weekend? Every day is pretty much a weekend for me. I'm retired and I'm enjoying every bit of it. I am so happy not to have to get up and go to work every day. And I have my crafts to keep me busy. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just evening up my sides so that they match up with each other. So I don't have one a little bit longer than the other. Okay, so here's what we have so far. And now we're going to put, well, actually I'm going to dry it right now. Put my brush in the water and get out my heat gun. I see a spot I missed. Maybe I shouldn't have put my brush in the paint in the water just yet. Okay, let me make sure there's no other spots. A little bit right there. Okay, it looks pretty good. We will be distressing this, so probably don't need to worry about it too much. Just want it dry enough that I can hold it while I'm painting the yellow. Of course, when you're doing this at home, you can let each portion dry before you go to the next portion. Just got a little bit right here that looks like it's still wet. You want to be careful though when you're using the heat gun not to burn your hand that's holding your object. Okay, I think that's good. All right, let me see if anyone is commenting. Nope. All righty, so now we're going to go on to our yellow paint, and this too is Anita's all-purpose acrylic craft paint, and this is in the color banana yellow. And actually, you can get apple barrel paints at Walmart for 50 cents for a bottle this size. And I did go ahead and get me a bottle of orange yesterday. And basically, I think it looks the same. Let me see. That might be a little bit brighter. This one is, it says jack-o'-lantern. And this one says pumpkin. So they're similar. But for 50 cents, I don't think you can go wrong. Okay. Oh, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Glad to have you. We have a wooden block that is 1.5 inches thick, 8 inches tall, and 5.25 inches across. My husband cut it for me, and then he sanded the edges for me. He's such a nice guy. So we painted the top white. We'll have to give that 2 coats. We painted the middle orange. We only have to give that 1 coat. And now we're painting the bottom of it yellow. I'm glad you're fine, Brenda. Awesome. How's the weather there? It's cooler here in Texas, but not cool, but cooler. And like I said, you want to make sure that your edges are even when you go around the sides of your block. Make sure that your yellow is even all the way around, and your orange and your white. And tomorrow, guys, I'm going to show you how to make a pumpkin using medicine bottles. The weather is perfect in Nebraska. Awesome. Awesome. So if you don't know how to do that, we have a ton of prescription bottles in different sizes. Now you do need 7 of the same size to make a pumpkin. And I will show you from beginning to finish how to do that. And I'll be posting a picture of what I did with the one I made. And you would not know that it started out as medicine bottles. We had like 2 whole bags of them. And my daughter said you can't put them, they don't disintegrate, or they can't. Actually, she said what they do is they can't recycle them because they get hung up in the machines or something. So they just clog up the landfills. Yes, it will be. It turned out really good, Brenda, I have to say. It really did. So I'm just going to go ahead and dry the yellow here, and then I'm going to paint the bottom of it. And then we're going to go back and put another coat of paint on the top for the white. And like I said, you don't have to be perfect on this. We will be distressing it a little bit. And if you look at the candy corns, they're not exactly perfect either. Okay, I think that's dry enough for me to go ahead and do the bottom. And I'm just going to put one coat on the bottom. I don't really care to put more than one coat of the yellow on the bottom. You're not going to see it anyway. This is going to be sitting on your shelf or your mantle or your table, your coffee table or your kitchen table. Okay, so we have it all painted here. I'm going to go ahead and dry the bottom. See a spot I kind of missed, so I will go ahead and get that. Okay, and then I'm just going to go. I've got some little clumps here along the edge. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to clean my brush and go back to my white. And 2 coats of the white is all you need. 2 coats of the yellow, and then just the 1 coat of the orange. The wood does show through a little bit more on the yellow and the white. Okay, so there we go for our white. Isn't that pretty? And now I'm just going to go ahead and do the yellow. I can get a little bit more on here. And then we'll dry this, and then we will take some sandpaper to it. Just make it look like it's worn a little bit. You know, it's a little bit older. We've had it for years. I kind of like that look. It's not, you know, this is pretty bright and new looking, and so I like it a little bit worn. Like it's been around a while. Oh, Brenda made some smaller candy corns. Cool. I actually have 2 other sizes. I'm going to show you guys after we get finished with this one. I'll show you the other ones I made. And Shannon is on. Hi, Shannon. She's my cousin. She lives in Virginia. And the bigger ones are nice too. So I actually have this one and 2 other sizes. So I thought, you know, I'll put them together, and there'll be a trio of candy corns. So I'm going to dry the top and the bottom. And in case you're wondering, you can get these heat guns at Harbor Freight. And I believe I did see in the paper where they were on sale for, I don't know, $10 maybe. So I think that's like half of what we ended up paying for ours. But I mean, I love it because when I do crafts, I can't wait for the paint to dry. So I dry my paint so that I get to move on to the next step quickly. Are you guys like that, impatient? I see a couple spots I need to touch up for the orange. So let me do that real quick. Just need a little bit of orange. I think I got some white on there. And where was the other spot? Oh yeah, right there. Right there. Hi Maggie, how are you? How's the weather where you are? So I'm just going to go ahead and dry where I touched up. We want this to be mostly dry when we go on to the next step. Okay, so that seems to be dry. So now what we want to do is take the sandpaper. Now this is just a piece that I cut, and it's 150 grit. So I'm just going to take it and go all over the piece. The edges, I mean the sides, the front and back, everything. And I don't really care that some of the orange and the yellow and the white get mixed with each other. Because if you look at the candy corns, they're kind of like that too. The weather is nice and sunny, and Maggie's doing good. Thank you, Maggie. Yeah, the weather is nice here in Texas too. And what state are you in, Maggie? If you told me before, I don't remember. I'm sorry. But I'm doing fine. God woke me up this morning. Everything's good. I'm retired, so I don't have any complaints. No complaints. And if you guys like this project, please do this on your page and to your friends. I would appreciate it. And please like and follow Liz's craft page. And then set your notifications so you can be notified when I go live. Like I was saying earlier, tomorrow I'm going to take some medication bottles, prescription bottles, and I'm going to show you how to make a pumpkin out of them. And this is totally something that I came up with. We have a ton of prescription bottles, and my daughter was saying they clog up. You can't recycle them because they clog up the machines and tear them up. And so they just go to the landfill. I know you can take them to the hospitals and turn them in. But aside from that, I wanted to make some crafts with them. And when I looked online, there don't seem to be very many crafts made out of these pill bottles. So I decided to make up something of my own. I feel like God gave me the idea. So I will show you guys tomorrow how to make a pumpkin out of these pill bottles. Okay, so we have this sanded down. It's looking older than it was. And now we are going to put some gilding size on it. Now this is from a Maker Studio, and I put my link in the description so that you can go look at it. It's just a little, I think it's 2 ounces. Yeah, 2 ounce tub or jar of gilding size. It's very thin, and it's what adheres the gold leaf to your project. And so in the description, if you click on the link, you'll see gold leaf, silver leaf, and copper leaf, and then the gilding size. And it's really, you get 25 sheets of the package. Like if you get the gold leaf, you get 25 pieces of the gold leaf. And very easy to use. If you thought you couldn't do it, let me tell you, you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And this little tub here lasts forever because you use such a small amount. So all I'm doing is I'm drawing a line with it where my orange and my white meet, and then I'm spreading it out just a little bit because I want my line to be a little bit larger. I don't want it just to be a little skinny line. Now it looks milky white when you put it on. Then you need to wait about 15 minutes for it to get tacky. Then once it gets tacky, you can put your gold leaf on. Now when you do this, you do want to turn your fan off because this stuff kind of goes everywhere. When you once you put it on there, you have to kind of rub it down and then take a paintbrush and get the rest of it off. And when you do that, it kind of goes everywhere. So you want to make sure that you turn your fan off. And if you're like us in Texas, you have your fans going 24/7. We can't live without our fans. So again, I'm just putting a line of it on here, and then I'm spreading it out a little bit. What time will you be on tomorrow? Tomorrow, I'm not quite sure because our granddaughter has a soccer game, and we want to go see her soccer game in Round Rock. Round Rock is about an hour from where we are. So, I'm not exactly sure what time her game is, but what I'll do is I will post it before I go live. I'll let you know what time. I'll probably do that an hour, a half hour, or an hour ahead of time. So it's 12 o'clock right now, so I need to wait just a few minutes, and I will probably use my heat gun to speed the process up a little bit. I got a little bit on my fingers, so I need to go wash my hand real quick. You should probably wear gloves when you're doing this. It says not to get it on your skin. Okay, so I'm going to show you the ones that I already did. So I have this one here, and it's the same size except that it's 6 inches tall. And this one is, I would say, probably 3 inches at the bottom, and it's 4 inches tall. So we have a 4-inch, a 6-inch, and an 8-inch. And do you see where I put the gold leaf on there? And on these, I just used the scrap gold leaf that I had. I collect it in this little tin here, and I just used the leftover. So I didn't even use a sheet on these at all. I just used the leftover from another project that I had. So let me turn my fan off. Okay. And I would take my heat gun to this a little bit, try to speed this up. On the package, though, it does say to let it sit for about 15 minutes. And when it does that, it's not going to look white anymore. It's just going to be clear, and then it's going to be sticky to the touch. So I'm hoping me using the heat gun works. You want to be careful not to get it on your fingers, because when you start putting the gold leaf on, if you have it on your fingers, you're going to get the gold leaf on your fingers. And it'll be stuck to your fingers and not your project. Okay, so let me just... It feels tacky, so I'm going to go ahead and go with it. So like I said, these come in a sheet of 25. Between each sheet, you have these this tissue paper. And I'm just going to pull off this tissue paper because we're going to need it to smooth it down on it. So I'm going to do the upper part first. So I'm just laying it down on there, and then I'm pressing it a little bit. So I just kind of wrapped it around there, and now I'm going to wait. I have two pieces here. Okay. And then I want to open this and put my extra pieces in there. So I'm just going to pull off this upper part. Let me move these out of the way. Just like this. And it's not pulling away from the part that it's supposed to stick to. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece here, I'm going to dab it up, and then I'm going to go over this. And I'm just kind of pressing it down, kind of smoothing it on there. You see that? See how easy that was? That didn't take any time at all. So you can use your heat gun to speed up the process. I put this on at 12 o'clock and it's 12:05 right now. So you can go ahead and use your heat gun to speed up the process. Now I'm just taking this old chip brush and I'm going around where I put on the gold leaf. Okay, so isn't that pretty? Now we're going to do the same thing to the bottom. So I'm just going to take these extra pieces here that I pulled off. I'm just going to lay them right on there over the part where I put the size. And you can only use this size. You do not want to use other glues. It's just not gonna, I mean, I haven't tried it, but I've heard others say it just doesn't work. So, and it's not that expensive, and like I said, the size lasts forever. So I just took a piece of that off. I'm going around this side here and putting it right here. I'm going to continue on around. So make sure that I got it everywhere that I want it. I need a little bit more right here. Okay, so again, I'm just going to pull the extra off. Put that in my, because you can, like I said, you can use the scraps. I use the scraps on these here. So now I'm just going to take my piece of tissue paper and I'm going to rub it. Just rub it on here. And I will also put the link to the size and the gold, silver, and copper leaf in the comments. And if you do decide to buy, please use my links because I do get a little percentage from a maker studio. I am a maker with them. Okay, so I'm just kind of rubbing this in as I go along. I just thought it added a little something to our candy corn. Okay, so there we go. So there's the one that we just did. Isn't that pretty? I love it. So you can make yourself a little grouping with the 3 candy corns like that. But like I said, when you're working with these leaf, the gold leaf, the copper leaf, and the silver leaf, make sure you turn your fans off because it will blow everywhere. Oh, Brenda's a maker too? Cool. Awesome, Brenda. I hope I gave you some ideas or an idea of something to do. So, Brenda loves it. Thank you, Brenda. And like I said, tomorrow I'm going to use pill bottles and I'm going to show you how to make a pumpkin out of it. And too, I also made a gnome. So you can make a gnome with it too. So I'm excited for that. And but I will show you guys the pumpkin tomorrow. All right, and like I said, I'm not sure what time I'll be on tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday, I'm usually on at 12 Central. But like I said, our granddaughter is having a soccer game, so we want to go watch her play. We've never seen her play soccer before, so this will be a fun time for her and for us. So I will let you know. I'll put a post out there probably a half hour or an hour before I do go live so that you'll be ready. And if not, you can always watch the replay. If you go to the video section of Liz's craft page, you can see all the past videos and you'll be able to see the one that I'll do tomorrow. And I also put them on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, and if you just put my name in there, Liz Yonkey, that's Lizyyonkey, you will find my YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to that, and then I think you'll be notified when I put new videos out there. So I will see you guys tomorrow, but until then, keep crafting.